Good evening, everybody. Dadman Walking 55 coming to you live right at 9 o'clock on the East Coast. And dadgummit, I forgot my backup drink. My wife handed me some other stuff to bring in here, and I forgot what I wanted to come in with. Well, I did not forget, though, the great co-host that we have here on Tuesday. It's the great JT Kirk. How are you, JT?
Hail. Happy New Year.
Oh, that's right. It's a new year, isn't it? Oh,
it is our first show of the new year.
Absolutely. 6 days in, and it's like already, can we go back to 2025?
I know.
2027? I know. Oh my gosh. Well, folks, we're transitioning away from college football strictly into the much bigger world, but tonight our focus will be mostly on the college football with breaking news all in the NFL as we entered the playoff season in the NFL also. Lots of stuff ahead, so we'll say hi to the chat, then we'll jump in here and bring in your news, bring in your stories that you want to share, and we're going to get right into it. Well, before I do that, JT, did you have a good Christmas? The kids, speaking of New Year's.
Is this your drink?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
No, it's my drink, Mrs. It's
I think she heard me or something. Anyway, but yeah, how the kids do and how the family go?
It was 2 weeks off, and I was glad that they were able to go back. Me too.
Man.
So, but breaks like that are never long enough.
No,
you get a little taste of retirement, and it feels good, and then you get to go back to work. But
I was telling my coworker,
life, you can't be stuck in one mode forever. So, but I tell you what, though, in the beginning, it was so ass cold.
Yeah,
it was like February weather in fall. It didn't even turn into winter yet, and it was still just, oh my gosh, single digits.
Yeah,
with wind chill of 0 a couple of those nights. But it's starting to, it warmed up. It rained a bunch today, so better football weather, that's for sure. If you were Ohio State, maybe that would be more important, but
we'll
talk on a bunch.
Yep.
So, howdy out there, Deeple. Hope you're doing well after that New Year's Eve disappointment. What a way to end 2025, huh?
Yep.
That I would have had more fun though, Dadman. I did watch a couple bowl games. Only a couple, because only a couple mattered. But the CFP getting nabbed by ESPN.
Yeah.
Not really how I want to have the CFP go.
No, we're going to get into a lot of that stuff. We're going to go through the bowl season really quickly and some other things. So let us get into it then as we can. As I just remember to get the tweet out, so that's good. Trying to get back into this. Oh, the New Year's, we had the New Year's stream. We managed to get through California. You fell asleep though, apparently, because you went 2 years ago. You were 2 years ago. You were part of the rescue party, and then now this year.
I needed rescuing. Yeah, no, it was so bad, folks. I was talking to my sister, and I fell asleep before midnight. Like, just, yeah.
Yep.
And I had full intentions right after midnight of getting on the stream to do the midnight to 4 shift. I was telling Dadman, and I was like, I didn't even see the ball drop.
Well, we could have used you. And I think next time we try it, I will probably try to shift the overnight. Try to make sure I get people coming in overnight, because it really, when we did break up, we had 2 people leaving, and it was going to be maybe us and one other, and we hit the wall. And what's so frustrating is we really rested up. We tried to plan for it, prep for it, but we had a lot of stuff planned. But hey, in the time that we had, it was a lot of fun, nice tradition, and you never know. Wait till next year, as the Gator fans used to say in the 80s. But with that, let us get going. We got the Snortopoopas came by earlier, did his normal say hello because he's passing out. Good to see that the bear came by. Legatus, good to see you tonight, Legatus. We may not get around to the hockey tonight, but I think hockey is one of the ones that are on our radar coming up in the next couple weeks, right, JT?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
No wrench power, all the wrenches. Yeah, Buddy Hepburn, good to see you too. Hello, Citrus.
People
Lemon
watching.
pie.
And it happens to be 100%
Okay.
wrench power right now.
I know.
Oh, and another wrench. There you go.
Oh yeah. Lemon pie, how are you doing? Sports fruitcakes. I love that way. And of course, Mr. Angel stops by a good middle of the night. Good to see you, Mr. Angel. I love waking up to tend to stream in the middle of the night. And then we go from there. And see, Mr. Angel, people like him coming through, you never know. As we get past football, we may get into your world football, maybe even some rugby, whatever as the year goes along, because 2026 is the year of the FIFA tournament. And I'd like to talk that maybe the U.S. might be decent this year because I believe it's held in Los Angeles this year. So that one reason it'll be on at a normal same time of night, day and night for us here in the States, possibly. Yes. And I enjoyed having Mr. Angel on with us. He was a blast to have on with us. So he helped give us a European presence. So, all right. With that said, you ready, JT?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. We go back to ESPN graphics because I am got too many other things to do.
I was
do.
getting
307.
I was getting
snow.
responses.
Yeah.
Oh, snowy night.
Snow. Man, I would miss seeing snow. I wish that would happen.
I just want to say
here.
thank you to Mr. Angel for hopping on with you over New Year's
Yeah.
Eve. I hadn't really heard a lot from you the past few months, I would say. It's hard to gauge time these days, and we like having you around, and so it was really cool having you on the stream.
It was really he was a lifesaver because we had Carla Burton on. She was a lifesaver. So was Angry Canadian and New Zealand and Japan. But Mr. Angel stayed with us too. Alaska Jeff in the afternoon, and that would really help us carry a lot of that until the evening when we had more people show up. So definitely was yeah, you're always understandable. It's me and my accent. It's weird. But I was going to say something, but I'm not going to do it. But hey, well, let's go into the bowl season. Let's go through this really quick. Lemon pie. Texans defense will crush Rodgers. All right, well, stay around. We are going to talk some NFL playoffs in just a little bit. Look up the matches and stuff as they present us next weekend. Basically, the college bowl season started on the 13th. Here, let me just see if there you go. That makes it a little bit larger. First, we had Army Navy, the classic annual matchup. Of course, only 82 yards passing. Come on, service academies, do better. But Navy comes back, rallies to beat Army. Boise State and Washington. Washington crushes Boise State 38-10 in the bucked up LA Bowl, which promptly went out of business as soon as the game ended. Did you know that, JT?
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
They played the game and promptly went out of business.
Oh, man. Sounds
Tuesday,
like a construction company. You know?
God, well, we can talk about that as we get through after the end about the future of the bowls. But Troy versus Jacksonville State in the Salute to Veterans Bowl. Jacksonville State beats Troy 17-13. Also on Wednesday the 17th, ODU beats USF 24-10 in the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. The 68 Ventures Bowl, Delaware. Wow, the Blue Hens actually now are up in the bowl division, and after all the years in 1AA or the FCS, beats Louisiana 20-13. Really, there's not a lot to say in these games. If you saw any, we can talk about it. Sci-Fi Mamba is a great team. Missouri State loses, though, against Arkansas State in the Xbox Bowl.
Nobody plays Xbox, and nobody watched this game.
It's dying. It's dying. Lemon pie, stay around. Definitely stay around. I want to talk about it. I'm going to start about that as we talk about the NFL. So I do want to talk that. We just got to get some college out of the way first. Of course, the first playoff game was Alabama at Oklahoma. Alabama wins this game 34-24. Alabama was trailing early, but they rallied. They beat Oklahoma, kind of in a kind of a surprise result considering how far they fell behind on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Not many thoughts, unless you've got thoughts on
Not
any
a
of these.
surprise to me that Alabama won that.
Yeah.
I knew Oklahoma really was a pretty average team, and I don't know why they ever got to 8th in the rankings, but they did.
Yep.
So
up and down offense all season, really more down than
poor
up.
performance against a middling Michigan. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Jess. Welcome, Jess. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing good to see you tonight. As always, we say we got Kennesaw in Western Michigan. Your Western Michigan guys
Go
crushed
Broncos.
Kennesaw 41-6 in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. This is one that we had fun talking about who's going to go watch a game in South Carolina in the middle of a Friday afternoon. So
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, because I didn't hear anyone that went down to that game. Maybe some of the students went and made, a junket out of it, but I think I was texting you at halftime.
Yeah.
Or first half, I was like, "Oh yeah, go Broncos. They're up." I think it was like 36-0 or something in the first quarter.
Just for grins, why don't you look and see if you can find the attendance on that game?
All right. Let's see.
Oh, by the way, Jess is going to try to be nice to you despite this last Sunday's game. So
nice to me.
Yeah, your Lions beat the Bears.
They were already eliminated, so I stopped watching. I stopped caring. You could be mean if you want.
Please do lemon pie, because I'm looking forward to NFL talk tonight too. And hey, what's up, Chewy? Good to see you. He's on the Twitch side saying hi to everybody on Twitch and YouTube. Yes,
so I do have attendance numbers.
Oh,
ready.
Wow. How many attended the Myrtle Beach Bowl?
9,139.
Well, you know what? We talked about the UFL coming up down the road, and as I understand it, they're supposed to be putting a team back in Orlando, and that's 2.5 hours away for me. I may actually go to a game this spring. I've talked to the missus about it already, and maybe we'll have a night over in Orlando, but just because I expect maybe 1,000 people at the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But I'm just looking at a picture of the stadium, and it looks like we're not able to handle that many more. Brooks Stadium.
Oh, did they fill it up? Is it like a high school stadium?
It looks, I've seen bigger stadiums than this in high school in Ohio.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being a little mean to them, but I don't think so.
Well, if you got a picture, share it. I got the picture, share it. So, by the way, the bowl game the Gators went to last year and beat Tulane, coached by their new head coach. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, NC State crushes Memphis, a team that actually had playoff hopes earlier in the season. NC State wins this game 31-7. It's really amazing how Memphis, season really fell off in the back part of the season with a lot of losses when they actually were serious talks about making the playoffs. So,
I have a picture of that stadium.
Okay, all right. Let me take this down and feel free to. Oh, the Coastal Carolina Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They played.
Oh, okay. So that's not okay. That's not the actual. That still would not be very well attended for 9,000. I mean, the Chanticleers have a lot more people that on a regular game day.
But they have it's not a complete oval.
Yeah.
And then the end zone.
Yeah.
No upper deck on that at all. Plus, you got the corners are pretty light, and it doesn't even wrap all the way around to the end here. So,
well, but then again, small school like that, you wouldn't expect it.
Oh no, it's probably appropriately sized.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I don't know how many more than 9,000 they could actually seat here.
Well, they can. If you look up at Coastal Carolina, I think that looks like a 20,000 seat stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, so
it's one of these things.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Lemon Pie is happy to see the Bears kick ass. It's nostalgic, like the 80s. Now all we needed them to do is come out with a new rap. Oh, and Small Time Republic, the Teal Field. Hey, Small Time Republic. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Good to see you too. Chewy said that his takeaway from the bowl games, and we're going to get the rest of them. Aside from the playoffs, a few bowl games did see fan bases show up and support the teams, but others, it was not very pretty sight. Either lack of ticket sales from said fan base and lack of timing to get to travels to said site. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to comment on the one that was locally here, and I didn't go because I wasn't going to spend the money, and you'll know why. So, oh God, Lagana said, "Go to a game. Mrs. will drop me off and leave you there." Well, maybe she might go to the H Mart down there. So, yeah, JT.
I was just going to say the final exam schedule was December 8th through the 11th for Westerns. So, in December 13th graduation. So that's more than a week after the end of the semester. I guess you could get down there in time.
Yeah, but who wants to drive to that part of South Carolina? And Myrtle Beach is a nice part, don't get me wrong, but it's colder,
but from Michigan, I've done that drive. It's not a good drive at all. You end up going through all kinds of non-well-populated areas of Ohio, then like Western North Carolina, and get down to the Carolinas, the speed limit really drops. People don't realize it. They're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, those states are, one, bigger than you think. Two, they're slow. Those highways are slow.
Well, especially if you're on the back roads. If you're on the back roads, then you really, really are. So, absolutely. Believe me, I know it. We drive it down here, and we went to South Dakota that one year. It was 80 or 85 miles an hour. So, but
yeah.
All right, we talked about the first playoff game, Alabama, Oklahoma. No real thoughts about it other than Alabama rallied in this game in Norman. Of course, the other games were pretty blah. James Madison, of course, gets crushed by Oregon. Don't let the score deceive you, 51-34, but that was like 34-3 at the half. Tulane and Ole Miss, once again, Ole Miss wins 41-10. Gets back to the question, do these little schools deserve to be in the non-Power 5 schools? I'd say no. I mean, I had hopes for James Madison and Tulane both. They just go in and, take away a spot from a team like Vanderbilt. What would Vanderbilt have been like? And
exactly.
Or BYU possibly. But then again, the game, what was the best game of the first round, which was also a snooze fest because I think I fell asleep in this game. Miami goes on the road, beats Texas A&M in one of the dominant SEC teams. Of course, Texas A&M fans are snake bit. They have all these rumors, especially this one YouTube site really talks about them and the haunting of the ghost past, and it just A&M has got to feel jinxed. This should have been their year, and not only they do not play for a SEC title, they get bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
And small time Miami is back. Miami is like the old school Miami, and I'm not surprised with Cristobal. They'll punch you in the mouth. Yeah, they've gotten back, and they had a rough spot earlier this year when Carson Beck became a turnover machine. Since he cut down on the turnovers, they have played pretty well. So, I'm going to come back to this comment from Chew in just a second, but as we get to that game, any thoughts on the first round of the playoffs, JT?
Waste of time for Oregon to play, but I guess that gave them an advantage because they got a practice week. Get their rhythm back. And the others, I didn't really care to even bother to hunt down at all.
I really had hoped James Madison would perform better. I mean, and people are like, well, they scored 34. Yeah, in the second half, it's nothing to get excited about. People trying to indicate Oregon was flawed then, and we see what happened in the next round. So we shall move on from that. Folks, if you have any comments about these early games, please feel free, or any of the bowl games. In the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Washington State beats Utah State 34-21. I watched a little bit of that game. It was kind of fun to watch. Of course, on the 23rd, Louisville beats Toledo 27-22.
Go Rockets. My wife is not happy if she heard me say that, right?
No. Well, then again, it is Toledo. Yeah, Corey, boo. Boo, good to see you, Corey. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I will always have a love in my heart for Toledo, who valiantly battled Rich Rodriguez.
Yeah, well, they have your closest Waffle House, and they were the prize you gave to Aho for winning the war. Oh, yes. I remember now. Corey's booing because he probably hates Louisville since he's over in Bluegrass, UK territory. So good to see you tonight, Corey. Hope all of your housework's going well for you.
Hey, Corey, if you didn't know, University of Toledo was the first MAC team to ever beat Michigan back in 2008. A 13-10 upset.
I remember that game.
Yes.
I love watching Michigan lose.
You too? Oh,
yes, wow. I do. Yeah. Well, a surprise turnaround season. Southern Mississippi makes a bowl game this year, and of course, their coach now takes the job at Memphis after he left Marshall last year. We need to somehow more fit. I need to get through all these games because we could stop on topics, but see. Whether we do it this week or next week, the disturbing trend now is what's happening is the players are 1 year everywhere and gone. It seems like, and so
I'm at the point now where it's like, you want to talk transfer portal? Let's talk players who there's really only like two conversations about this: players who have already gone to the transfer portal and those that are still going to the transfer portal.
Yeah,
because I don't know, like any of these teams, even the really good ones, the great ones this year. I think you're just seeing that it's a rarity and an exception, not the rule, that players are staying with teams.
It's becoming a rarity now. But see, in this case, Southern Mississippi's coach left Marshall last year. Comes to Southern Mississippi, turns the program around. Now he leaves after 1 year to go to Memphis. So. It's not just the players; it's the coaches now. It's doggy dog. It's a crazy universe. It's not what college sports used to be, as it was. And Mr. Angel, this is college football right now, college U.S. football. So, yeah, believe me, we don't understand it these days and stuff like that too. It's crazy how this is going. Speaking of, let's see. Rich Rod lost to a different MAC team, Ohio, this year. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Chewy, I'm storing your comments. We're going to come back to it. Alaska Jeff. Howdy, Jeff. Good to see you tonight. No, Corey said it turns out 12-foot long drill bits are hard to find, so they don't have to make a ton of new holes in the walls. Yeah. Boo or boo earns? Boo cards. Yes. There you go. All right. Of course, Dan Mullen, former coach of the Gators, had UNLV in the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, and they promptly lose to Ohio 17-10.
We just got a Scooters Coffee up here, and I tell you, I drove by it, and I did not want to go in there and get a coffee.
Why? What was wrong with it?
It just, you look at it, and you're like, it doesn't look like anywhere I want to go get coffee. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You ever look at a place and you're like, maybe that's not the place that I go get like Italian food or something.
Oh yeah.
Like would you go to McDonald's for some spaghetti? No. That's kind of what it looked like.
God, okay. We got one somewhere around here. We got some other ones popping up. We got 11 people watching tonight. Folks, thank you. Smash that like button on the YouTube side. Subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate it. Share out the stream. Thank you for so many of y'all here tonight. And like I said, feel free, put your thoughts in there. Chewy's giving a lot of comments. I'm going to come back to them after we get through these games. I watched this game, California and Hawaii. The Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve, that was a good game. I enjoyed watching that. Hawaii pulls the game out at the very end. Their starting quarterback had to leave them because he got banged up for a second play. Backup comes in, flings the ball, and pass to the end zone, touchdown to give Hawaii the win. Of course, they played on their own home field, but still, it was a fun game to watch.
To do that, yeah.
Yeah, but
they always win because they play at home.
Yeah, but still, it was still a good game, and it was nice to watch. It was actually one of the better games that I've seen, so it will be interesting. Please don't remind that. Please don't remind me of McDonald's.
Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to think about that.
Yeah, Starbucks. I feel that way about Starbucks too. Oh man. Yes, Mr. Angel said the Factors are losing coach. At least the Swamp Puppies, that will teach them. Yeah, and small time's right. Hawaii stayed in the game. They kept chipping away. Cal jumped out. I thought that it was going to become a runaway, but no. Hawaii kept the game close and really in the second half, chipped away.
I'm honestly surprised Cal made a bowl game this year. So that's kind of one of these things. I'm like, yeah.
No, I agree. But it's also the thing is you got so many bowl games this year. So we had so many 5 and 7 teams make bowl games. It's crazy. Starbucks places get like tea or something. Famous. Yeah, and Chewy did. Yeah, the Cal. It started like a blowout, but there was a rally, some pushing and shoving, which did start a fight at some sorts. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it was really, really a good one too. So that I really enjoyed watching. Oh my gosh, he doesn't like the Cards or UK. Good, nope. Corey, that's cool. Oh, let's jump on. Central Michigan loses to Northwestern in the game above Sports Bowl, 34-7. The Rate Bowl, Minnesota beats New Mexico in overtime. Wow,
the Chips are the arch enemy of the Western Broncos.
I keep thinking you still have Jim McElwain as head coach at Central Michigan. No, Western. No. It was Central Michigan, yeah, but no, he's gone. But Minnesota, Big Ten wins out against poor little New Mexico. The up and start New Mexico did well. Got a good bowl game this year. And, of course, so did FIU in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. Texas San Antonio wins this one easy, 57-20. See, now we're getting into games of really low interest. And I don't know. I didn't get to see the Rate Bowl, but I don't know. I have a bad feeling that was one that was nuts. So, interesting. Now, my game that I really enjoyed watching, because our friend Sam is a BYU fan all year. I watched BYU. Well, I went with Georgia Tech in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. This was really creative and fun from a marketing standpoint. They bombarded Twitter with stuff and Pop-Tarts. Some gave their life to become sacrificed, and they didn't eat Pop-Tarts on the field after the game. Big, giant Pop-Tarts. But BYU,
didn't they have some of the bad flavors?
Yeah, they did, but they allowed, I think, the winning team to pick the two that they wanted to have at the end. A game that Georgia Tech could have won at the end, but they failed. Of course, they got within I think about the 20 to 30 yard line, and it was like they threw 4 passes at the end zone instead of they had a timeout, they had time, but instead of, it's just like they panicked and threw 4 to the end zone, and eventually BYU holds and gets the win in that game. So I just University of Kentucky. University of Kentucky. So, oh God. Yeah, see, yeah. Well, because over here people would rather pay and go get overpriced coffee these days. So, and hello, Fallout Dave. Yeah, he's still piped about Sydney Sweeney for the Gators head coach. So,
oh, as am I. It's not too late.
Yeah, well, hey, some coaches have been fired before they ever catch game. Did you hear about Mike Price at Alabama?
No, I didn't.
No, he never coached a game there, I don't think. I think, or he made 1 year. Basically, it was, but some coaches have been fired before they ever coached a game. It's just anything can happen. So I think Mike Price never coached a game at Alabama because there was a thing. Anyway, I had to look back. Well, I'll tell you sometime. I had to look it up and do more research. So, what's funny is UK football lost exhibition game to Boyle County High School team. Boyle went on to win it all. Yeah, I tell you, Kentucky, and they just fired another school looking for that fired their head coach, Mark Stoops. After I tell you what, if Mark Stoops could have coached against Florida every week, he would have been undefeated in national champions. But yeah. I agree. I like my caffeine colder, carbonated, and sweeter, but not necessarily Pepsi. So, all right. Did you get to see the Pop-Tart Bowl?
I saw parts around it. I didn't actually care much for the teams playing, but I did love the pageantry around there. Didn't they didn't they have, maybe this was a different bowl game. Did they have a sword at one point? They were stuffing deflated footballs from the interceptions onto.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
That must
about
have been
this
a
one.
different game I watched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Well, that night though, if you have, sorry, Jeff had one here. I would say, where do football players dance? At the football.
Hey, there you go.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I hope Jeff and I are talking about getting something together again in the near future for a stream. So I hope that works out. Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
Late on that one. Sorry.
I know, it's okay. Well, I tell you, if you needed to sleep, this is a game to sleep through, and why I don't pay to go to our local games anymore. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, like I said, Virginia and Missouri, 13-7. Why am I going to go pay $50 to go watch two teams that can't score, it won't score? Missouri just wants to run the friggin' football now, and everybody wanted to hire Drinkwitz. Supposedly, I'm glad he stayed at Missouri. I'll take my chances with Sumrall than Drinkwitz, but I tried to watch some of this game and it was unwatchable. It comes down to the end. Virginia's defense holds Missouri off, but still, just why would I want to go out in the night and watch that? I would like to watch football, live football, but anyway. So, and it's just an insane $50 plus the parking, the robbery concessions, terrible traffic. See, I don't mind spending money on concessions. I like my food. I don't mind.
You're the guy. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind. But like parking, $20 for.
Well, you don't drink either, right? So
no.
So imagine what they do to soda, or in your land, Coke.
Yeah.
And like double that. Or the weakest beer you can imagine.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Oh well, I just get Coke. But Drinkwitz supposedly didn't interview well at Penn State and Auburn. I'm surprised Penn State didn't hire him because they lucky they got anybody. Or has Penn State? Yeah, Penn State hired the coach at Iowa State finally, but they were a team that almost didn't have a coach. Also, yeah. Corey feels the same. Why view a game that's worse than a backyard game? Yes, hell, some of the backyard games can be a lot better to watch, and especially if you get a powder puff with just the chicks playing. That's interesting. Yeah. Now I'm still coming back to earlier comments, Chewy, but because we're on the Pop-Tart Bowl, he's watched parts of the Pop-Tart Bowl. Georgia Tech on offense did catch BYU's off guard, but the first TD was a bit controversial, but got that call in their favor. The rest of the final Saturday of the year had some crazy games. San Diego State did make the game interesting late, but neither defenses showed up against North Texas. So, yeah, the games depend on what you got into, and you might have been seeing Arizona, the turnover sword.
It was one of the mascots from the bowl that would have had a sword.
Oh, I wonder if it could have been a Gasparilla Bowl then.
It might have been.
Because that's the one in Tampa, and it's about Gasparilla's the Pirates. Jeff. But hey, it's all good.
You just haven't had the right flavor yet.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see.
Now this next one.
Okay,
go ahead.
Because Chewy, I'm going to say, in here, Chewy, as much as he didn't like LSU losing its final game in Houston, thank goodness Tigers scored more than 4 TDs because there was a sad stat. Only a winless UMass could not score more than 26 points. Granted, the first points were on a kickoff return, but it was a great fan attendance. Yes, if you look at that is one of the bowls that I actually saw that they had the upper deck. They had people in the upper deck, which I thought was interesting. And it's the Kinder's Texas Bowl where Houston outlasts LSU 38-35. Michael Van Buren, the LSU coach's quarterback that's taken over, who, by the way, as I understand it, has now entered the transfer portal already.
Well, I told you there's only two groups of players.
Well,
those who have already entered the transfer portal and those who are about to enter the transfer portal.
In his case, though, with Lane Kiffin coming, who knows what the...
Lane Kitten?
Yeah. exactly. So I don't know, but I mean, I tell you, I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I remember when he played at Mississippi State last year.
Yeah, but you got to be a part of the system, quote
Yeah.
unquote, right? And if you're not
Well,
that kind of quarterback,
Corey, let's get through football tonight. I'll gladly talk some
spicy.
WNBA soon. Okay. I would definitely have some fun with that one. But
Dadman knows I have selective interest in WNBA.
Yeah, very selective interest there. Oh, Jeff is a comedian now. What did the football coach say to the vending machine? Give me my quarterback. Yep. But seriously, this was a good game. I wish that I could have watched it. But I was busy on something else that night. But looking at the score, and it's one of the few bowl games that like I said, they actually had fans in the upper deck of the stadium. They didn't here in Jacksonville. They didn't in Orlando. Most of these bowl games have gone to where they're not opening seating in the upper decks. But that's really good sign that there is a bowl game that did it. Now, of course, when you have Houston nearby, I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. But we shall see the future of bowl games, and we can talk about that in a few minutes as we get through the rest of these. Oh man!
So, what do you call the end zone at the Kinder's Texas Bowl?
What?
The Garden. Get it? Kindergarten.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something like Operation Market Garden type of comment. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
nobody. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But he says it's known there are Ole Miss assistants going to join Lane at LSU, and now the transfer portal is open. Yes, should be interesting. And there is still talk. Charlie Weiss Jr. will still coach Ole Miss as they keep progressing. Yeah, German jokes are great, according to Jeff. I see what you meant, Chewy, with this North Texas 49-47 over San Diego State. Of course, Drew Mestamaker is a quarterback for North Texas. And guess what, JT? He's entered the transfer portal also. Actually, I think he committed to Oklahoma State already.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say at this point? There's only two types of players in college football this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Chewy, had LSU had players transfer before and after the game. Additional players go in. But the concern was when Kiffin's offensive staff were allowed to even come and start working. Only Charlie Weiss Jr. is still there until Ole Miss gets knocked out. Plus, Lane did some good media reactions on LSU's social media accounts. Oh, yeah. I mean, Lane's not stupid. He'll know what to do and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the future with him, and what happens if Lane Kiffin doesn't have the same success. What if being at LSU does not guarantee the results that he got at Ole Miss? We don't know. I mean, like I said, Brian Smelly, look, you thought he would have gone in there and done a lot, but he didn't. And looking at Lane Kiffin, we shall see. We got 14 people on the YouTube side. Thank y'all so much. Make sure feel free, share your opinions with us. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, share out the stream. And we got Chewy over there on the Twitch side too. And Chewy, I still got a few of your comments to come in just a moment. But yeah, North Texas, that looked like a fun game. East Carolina beats Pitt in the Military Bowl. Penn State and Clemson. This was as dismal as the weather. But Penn State wins 22-10 over Clemson. By the way, you know that Dabo Sweeney has stepped away from Clemson also. That's another name that was associated with the Florida job. I wish that I would have taken Dabo Sweeney in a heartbeat. But it's too late. You hire your coaches and see where he'll follow up. He'll fall out next. UConn and Army crushes UConn 41-16 in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Yeah, the two bowl games played in baseball stadiums. So,
you know what I would have done? I would have done a total dad thing and gone there to the stadium around a bunch of Gen Z and all that, and just started shouting "Wasabi, Wasab," like the old commercials.
Wasabi. Yeah,
and everybody over like 35 is gonna know.
No.
And no one will have a clue. Yeah.
Small time, you're right. You are so right. Before players couldn't get into schools because of admission issues. Now it just seems like nobody has an issue these days. That's so awesome. Amazing how that goes away. Not who's there? Who? A little Panzer. Okay. I guess I don't. I guess I have a bad sense of humor. I'm not getting the German jokes tonight. So, yeah, UF is picking awful head coaches. Well, we'll see what happens with Summerall. I've heard former Gators really talk better about him than they did. Clap clap shift guy. So, yeah. NFL Blitz at the arcade. That was a good game too. So,
oh yes,
yeah. Chewy said on the Texas Bowl that there was him at the game to see Baker and Raymond at work. It was at a distance. Him interacting with the Tiger mascot. LSU fans did travel, but there was Houston fans as well who now like and get behind Willie Fritz in their football program, and that's good. That's good. I mean, Houston's moved up into the Big 12. It gave the Big 12 some representation with Houston because we'll see in a second what happened to Texas Tech in the playoffs. So let's go forward, get through some of these games so we can focus on the playoffs. Fresno beats Miami 18-3. There's your Maction in the Snoop Dogg Bowl. Did you see where Did you see where Snoop Dogg caught the opening kickoff?
No.
Yeah, he was in the back of the end zone.
I guess if you want your name on a bowl game, okay, but
yeah. Well, Anyway, I think that would be Chicago Bowl, Detroit Bowl, not Arizona Bowl. But anyway,
well, Snoop Dogg's not from. Well, he's not from Arizona either.
No, I know, just a big inner city, not the middle of the desert. But anyway, the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl, Georgia Southern beats Appalachian State 29-10. This was a pretty good game. TCU and USC. Ken Seals, who was a former Vanderbilt quarterback, a senior, get to play in his last game and was out there for the winning touchdown as TCU win in overtime 30-27.
Now this bowl was never a BCS bowl, right?
No, Valera Alamo, no, it never was. Okay. It's one of the better of the mid bowls, but
right. I was going to say Michigan State went to that quite a bit. Yep. Wisconsin went there quite a bit.
Yep. Well, we just saw their home stadium at the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, formerly known as the Poulan Weed Eater Bowl. Coastal Carolina played for Louisiana Tech. Tech wins 23-14.
If you win, do you get a Hummer?
Tell them about it, JoJo. You get a Hummer. You get a Hummer. Tell them about it, JoJo. I love that Ed Orgeron commercial. And a game that's got Tennessee fans upset. They lose to Illinois. Of course, the streak of the SEC in the bowl games this year has been horrible, JT. They're like something like 2-7 in games where they don't play another conference team. And one hope for Tennessee, they lose 30-28 to Illinois in the Liberty's can we not just call them things Music City Bowl? There you go. That's easier. So, yeah, Small Time's right. The Alamo Bowl and the Holiday Bowl, both of those used to be fun games to watch. So, yeah, I agree with that.
I think they should have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Bowl in New York City.
Well, we can, that would be good.
Or how much it costs to sponsor those?
I don't know. Tax Slayer can afford to get Gator Bowls, though.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Here we hit New Year's Eve. We are starting the second round of the playoffs. Miami and the Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. Miami wins this game going 24-14. In a game Miami pretty well controlled.
I had to.
People's not here tonight.
I had to.
I know you did. Dude, did you see the replay of the one where the Miami defensive back actually he timed that? That's a problem with those wide receiver screens. You throw it blindly, not even looking, because you're expecting the receiver to block. Miami's defensive back caught that ball in full stride, never slowed down a bit.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That's one of the nicest pick sixes I've ever seen. Yeah. That's an unbelievable stat. They won a national title, but not the Big Ten in the last 5 years. So, absolutely. So, Hey, it's the Wes Cagle guy. Hey, Wes Cagle. How are you tonight? You want to see a great football game? Watch Chargers, Dolphins. Oh, yeah, the divisional playoff 81. I think that's the one where Kellen Winslow had to be helped off the field. He was so exhausted. It's known as one of the greatest games of all time in the NFL. Are you familiar with that game, JT?
Think I am. I think
Were
I
you,
am.
were you even born in 81?
No, I was not.
See, Wes, I think Wes and I talked about that today, how young you are. But
I'm going to be 40 this year. There's nothing young about that, okay? There isn't.
oh my God,
Stop.
you're the same age as somebody else I know, so it's hilarious.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to talk about that just a little bit. Yes, John Harbaugh got fired from Baltimore. We're definitely going to talk about that as we get into the NFL. But yes, that was breaking before we got started tonight. So if y'all have any other thoughts on these championship games, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to blow through the rest of these games so we can move forward. Michigan loses to Texas in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Another cool name, Cheez-Its.
My kids loved watching this because of all the Cheez-It stuff everywhere.
Oh, really?
And they love Cheez-Its because they're little kids.
Oh, wow.
And they said, who do we want to win? I said, the Cheez-It color team. And that's all they needed to hear. So we were hook 'em horns. Yeah, I hate to say it. I really do. But I had to make a tiny little hand.
I know. Well,
with the horns.
Well, what's interesting, and look, Arch Manning threw for 221, ran for 155. This quarterback was written off halfway through the season, early in the season, that people were thinking he was looking bad, overrated, showing video of the high school competition.
They made Arch Manning look like, Peyton. There you go.
I know.
And we know he wasn't that for a lot of the rest of the season. You were so ready to write him off.
Lemon Pie misheard. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl is Jesus Citrus Bowl. Well, just don't dress up as the Pope in Alabama on Sunday or Tuesday, whatever that was. That one thing we had that time.
I did watch this game, and it just was. The score does not even come close to showing how lopsided this competition was, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think Michigan was relatively close at some points, and Texas just came up and took it away from them. It was not really a great matchup, to tell you the truth.
All right. Well, we in the ReliaQuest Bowl, 23rd ranked Iowa beats 14th ranked Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will never be the same, I don't think. Of course, you have the controversy about Diego Pavia and numerous things. One, his comments after the Heisman election where he said F the voters and then came back and apologized later. And then his whole posse, his brother got arrested at Tennessee in the last game of the year for disorderly conduct. I mean, it's like, and now he's still part of that lawsuit to get another year to stay in college. We're sparking the debate of how long do these players stay in college now? I mean, some are now becoming 7-year students. And
when you have money behind it, why do you need to go to the NFL if you don't think you're going to make it? Stick around in college.
I've heard that a YouTuber talked about that. The thing is like, that's what's the disturbing trend is. You're not preparing them for life and just moving them on. And then it's like, why would you go? You're not guaranteed to be a high draft pick. You're making $2 million a year at Vanderbilt. Why would you? Of course, you'd want to stay there and make money. It is really hurting the system, because it's now focused more on the student making the money, not helping them. The whole point of the NIL, what it was,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on Sundays you cannot dress as a religious figure in impersonation in Alabama. I think it was. Yes, that's what it was. So, yeah. So, and I'm going to start. We're going to get to the NFL. Very, very student. So, yeah, Jeff met a student almost 15 years of college, no job in sight yet. But yeah, it's the self-interest of this is to stay in college, get the NIL money, and then hey, we're going to have PhDs playing soon. You might as well. At least they're still getting an education. But I mean, I like that they started loosening up on students. Like, you hated where a senior or somebody played one game, got hurt in it, and then they had to use a whole year of eligibility, things like that. Or somebody, in some cases when coaches jump. But what's happening now and what they're trying to do, there's like 26 players that are suing as part of this lawsuit. So, yeah, exactly, West. That's what it used to be. They could be in college all they wanted to, but you had 4 seasons of eligibility except certain circumstances. But you get lawyers and money involved, and then, so yeah, exactly. I what do you think with this system, with what's happening? I mean, get your 4 years and get done and get out. That's the way I see it.
Well, I've been saying now for a while that you need to get sports out of the university entirely, because the mission of these universities has fallen off from education as the weak third leg on your stool, and the other two are research for patents and athletics, and so you spend all this money, go to university where that money gets frittered away, just poofs into the university system, and you get very little for it. But that's been my stance for a while. So yeah, get them out of this game. I was joking. Notre Dame should just leave the NCAA because they won't be part of a conference. Go to the UFL. There you go.
Yeah, make it like the semi-pro sports league. Sports easy money for the school. And thank you for everybody that's been here right now tonight. We appreciate. This is one of the biggest turnouts we've had on a Tuesday night for a sports show. So thank you. So Auburn just had to deal with Drew Rosenhaus in order to get the QB. Yuck. I know. I still can't get used to everybody talking about agents and they're re-upping for this year or that year. So yeah, that's what happened. Is that's where some of the concern with people are. Is it's it's not about getting education, getting them prepared for the real world and getting out there. Yeah, that's fine. So what with NIL, but you get 4 years. That's all you get. It's because you chose or you had to go the JUCO route. Well, guess what? That's tough. That's on you. And as my kids say, get good.
You limit it to one move every 2 years, or give them one move max.
Yeah, right.
And
or I don't know if it was Small Time Republic or somebody said last week or a time before, but it was like you give them one move, and then the next time they move, they have to sit out a year because there's no punishment with it.
Yeah.
And even the NFL does not have this kind of uncontrolled movement. I mean, you sign a 2-3 year contract, you're stuck unless you get cut or something. But I mean, you don't see this kind of movement around, and it's not. I think long term, it's not healthy for the game because we've already lost the tradition of a lot of college sports with some of the rivalries. I mean, we just see now that Notre Dame and USC will not be playing anymore. Things like that. And say what you want, or Michigan State, Notre Dame, great rivalries over the years. And now I can't even. I mean, what was great with being a Gator fan is I got a player. You follow him, you grow up, you root for him, and now they're in and out so fast you don't even know. And it's worse than college basketball, believe it or not. But anyway, that's another issue, and we can talk about that more over the weeks to come as things die down and as we gear up to next season to see where people end up on rosters next year. By the way, so we can move on. Nebraska loses in the SRS distribution Las Vegas Bowl 44-22 to Utah. Tony the Tigers, they're great. Duke beats Arizona State, another good game. Jeff Sims throws for 375 yards, and I'm happy for this kid because he went to different schools. He's from our area, and he went to Georgia Tech. Didn't work out there. And Arizona State's quarterback now has played mercenary, and I think he's been playing the portal. over the months and even during the season. That's what's happening. That's really, you're starting to roll your eyes as this stuff is ongoing throughout in the season while games are still being played. And we worry about gambling and other things, but credit to Jeff Sims for throwing for 375 yards as Duke. It's a losing effort, but hey, Duke wins this game 42-39. That was a fun bowl to watch. All right. Yes, the Gary Danielson's last game broadcasting was a Sun Bowl this year. Now, that could be good or it could be bad. A lot of people did not like Danielson. I like Danielson, but, it depended. But all those years with him and Vern Lundquist on the SEC on CBS. All right, let's get into it, folks. It's like, what do you say? Two of these games are crap. Okay, we got the one game. We talked about Miami jumping out, winning over Ohio State to move to the semifinals. Two of the games were worthless in the Rose Bowl and the Capital One Bowl. I will say I'm impressed with Indiana.
It is weird to see an SEC team play in the Rose Bowl against a Big Ten team.
It truly is, but I tell you what, look at that. I am impressed by Indiana. 38-3 over Alabama.
Alabama's I was actually
dominated. Go ahead.
So relieved to see this game end this way because Ohio State being embarrassed so easily the way they were, and Oregon not really having serious opponent in James Madison made me kind of feel like, well, is the Big Ten even for real at all? And the way Alabama just put away Oklahoma confidently, I really thought this could be an embarrassment of the first kind. And if it's going to be a team that does that to you, it would be a program with history like Alabama, right? That would be the team that you look at all these and say, these guys are probably going to come up and embarrass you badly, or you get really deep into this thing. So 38-3, big relief. I don't think you could ask for much more at all.
Unless you're a Crimson Tide fan, but I think Small Town Republic is not crying over them. So,
they had 3 losses
I'll be honest.
They were not infallible.
Yeah, but still, again, it makes a case. Why not Vanderbilt ahead of Alabama? Why not BYU ahead of Alabama? There are teams. Even Tennessee. There are other teams that you can make the case for, but we got stuck with Oklahoma and Alabama. Oklahoma, who had a deficient offense, and everybody knew it in Alabama, which really, they didn't even play well in the SEC championship game, and they got rewarded for it. So, but what's interesting, though, and then what's even worse, though, for the Big 12 is look at Texas Tech. You go, all this blow up, they get a first-round bye, can't score a point. I was worried about Texas Tech playing a real defense because they struggle with the quarterback position this year, and it's like, it's 23-0. You go into a game here and a statement game. It does show that probably BYU did not deserve that other bowl bid, though, because if you look at how bad the Big 12 ended up doing in the end, and Texas Tech, their big representative, just goes in and lays a goose egg against Oregon. So,
or a duck egg.
Duck egg, yeah. Well, I tell you what's so noticeable was had Indiana not won, we would have had 2 years in a row where all four of the teams that had byes lost. Yes, 2 years in 12. Indiana winning. You finally had your first top seed that had a bye win to advance in the playoffs. Because in the nightcap, the Georgia Bulldogs lose to Ole Miss 39-34. This was a hell of a game. I enjoyed. This was fun to watch. I did cheer for Georgia, but I don't. Again, Georgia gets beat deep on a pass. I'm like, how does that happen? Legitimately, how does that happen? It sets up Ole Miss's a game-winning field goal. Of course, Ole Miss got a safety at the end when Georgia tried a lateral play that went into the end zone, and
can't do that. You don't call that kind of play.
No, I know. But what can you do at that point with nothing else left? Trinidad Chambliss throws for 362 yards. So now we've got,
Old piss. Yeah.
Old piss. Yeah. Old piss. See, I think it's going to be funny with Lane Kiffin having left, and then his team marches on. The whole thing is you couldn't win at Miami. Ole Miss. Well, all you have to do is make the tournament. That's right. All. I missed this for Chewy said earlier too. Seeing Miami and A&M with Pat McAfee and his guys, it was fun. Plus, seeing AJ Hawk rocking a cowboy hat was not his big card. Darius Butler, not so much, but he was somewhat close to wearing a cowboy hat, but it was really windy. Yeah, with the Miami A&M game. Yeah, yeah, it just was low scoring though. That game was kind of boring though. So as a quarterback that's overweight and there's connection with McDonald's, could be nowadays in sponsorships. So, folks, what do you think about these games? If you got any comments, feel free to share. Other games that ended up, the Holiday Bowl, 24-19 of SMU of Arizona. Texas State beats Rice. Texas State, I can't believe they're at a bowl level now. Armed Forces Bowl, 41-10. Navy beats Cincinnati, 35-13. Wake beats Mississippi State, 43-29. Which is so interesting seeing the former Auburn quarterback, Robbie Ashford, throw for 303 yards. Mississippi State, another one of those 5-7 teams that were invited to a bowl game. So what we got coming up 2 days from now, Thursday, January 8th, we got Miami and Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl, and we've got on Friday, Oregon and Indiana in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. So what are your thoughts on this? Here we'll see. Sue said, I hope the semifinals go well. Believe I will see it while catching Pat and his guys on ESPN2. TNT take notes on how to simulcast the game. JT, Buddy said, ESPN's talking heads are destroyed. This is not the playoff they wanted. No, like the droids. I agree. And this is refreshing to see some of these teams in here. Don't you think, JT?
Yes. I was also rather disappointed here. I'm looking back on the second.
Oh my gosh, look what Jeff said. It's 10 degrees where he is, and the coffee shop he is has air conditioning on. 10 degrees. Nice. How's that possible? As well as a fireplace logic. Yeah. All right, sorry. Go ahead, JT. What are your thoughts on
I was rather disappointed with the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Lockheed Martin has deep pockets. Why aren't they sponsoring the national championship? Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Cheaping out on a January 2nd bowl. Anyway. So in all seriousness, I was happy to see here after January 1st, the Navy 35-13 against Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
You have a picture of the bracket for the CFP. Maybe it makes more sense that we look at that.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it.
Instead. Just go click on. Here I was. I gotta get there quick.
Yeah, I'll get there. But go ahead and finish your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of happy that there's different people in, different teams in here rather than we've had in past years. I don't really know what to make of some of it though. I was disappointed that we didn't get anybody else but Miami, I guess, being on the outside in, if that makes any sense. I wanted it to be more disruptive than it was, but I guess you're not going to get that with James Madison, and you're not going to get that with Tulane. So I wanted even more instability, but I'll settle for what we've got. I'm relatively satisfied. To that point, I'm looking at the semifinals here, and
who we got a
you
bracket?
have the ACC versus the SEC on the bottom of the bracket there at the Fiesta Bowl, and then above that you have the Big Ten versus the Pac-12.
Wait, no, it's Big Ten, Big Ten. Or you just putting
Wait,
Oregon
what?
back in the Pac-12?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Oregon's in the Big Ten.
No, no. I'm
See,
not going to let them in. They need to be in for at least 10 years before I consider them part.
Oh, that's very understandable. Very understandable. Yeah, but it's an interesting matchup. I mean, if you told me two Big Ten teams in the Final Four, it would have been Indiana and Ohio State to me. I would not have expected.
And then they would have been. Then they could have made it an all Big Ten championship game.
Yeah,
and I probably actually would have liked that better. An Oregon, Ohio State, or an Indiana, Ohio State, just for the pure entertainment to me of that. I don't know. There would just be something cool about that level of dominance, but we didn't get it. Now, who do I want in the final? Are we safe to have that conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can.
Well, Indiana.
We're not telling people who to bet on or anything else because we don't do gambling. We pick who we think we're going to win straight up head to head, or who we want to advance.
Indiana's lightly favored. Not by enough. I mean, by less than a touchdown, right? I would really love to see Indiana do this and win it all. I just would. They're not a school that you've seen in this position in a long time. Yeah. And in fact, I don't know if they've ever gone this far in like a bowl season type stuff back in the 60s. Or the 50s, or however far you want to go back. This is your true kind of Cinderella team. It almost reminds me of like Elite Eight Final Four in basketball. Yeah. And you know how much I love to see those upsets and
I do
different non-dynasty teams do that in basketball. Yep. Oregon is well-funded, and I don't particularly care for them. I don't really like the Nike money behind it. I don't think they need it. I think the fan base for Indiana deserves this more. And I think the team deserves it more for Indiana. Yeah. I think they've got something special there. That being said, they're my favorite of these four teams. So I hope they do go all the way. Out of that, the other game that I have less interest in, this one might be higher interest to you, Dadman, or folks in the chat. Miami Ole Miss. I don't think Miami should have even been let in anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they leapfrog maybe some more deserving teams in their own conference. To that point, I'd like to see Ole Miss, also because Lane Kiffin left. Yeah. There'd be some poetic justice to that.
Yep.
I really would love to see Indiana Ole Miss in the final.
Okay. I agree with everything you said there. I mean, Indiana is a site, as I'm learning how Signetti's built that program. Transfer portal, NIL. That's the way you build programs now. As much as I want and miss what college sports are, if you want to be relevant and win, you've got to play the game under the new system, which Billy Napier would not do. We shall see what Summerall does at Florida. That's why I'd like to see Indiana advance, because I hate Oregon. I hate that. I hate that Oregon's got the sports company funding behind them. This is crap, and the god awful uniforms. Pick a friggin' uniform and stay with it, and quit blinding people with it. So I'll take the red and white with Indiana to advance, and then I hate the U. Screw the U. I just I don't trust Carson Beck as a quarterback. He can melt down many times. They did get 24 on Ohio State, but I watched that game against A&M. I also know this quarterback can melt down and turn the ball over. Ole Miss has been solid. Trinidad Chambliss is just an awesome. He took over early in the season after the starter got hurt, which was a starter that was actually had a very good year last year, and they replaced him. So I like Ole Miss to advance. And I want Ole Miss to advance, and I'll tell you, overall, as much as I would like to see, okay, here's what it's going to come down to. If it's Indiana, Miami, I'm taking Indiana. I would want Indiana to win this title because screw the U. I just don't like Miami. But Indiana or Oregon against Ole Miss, I'm staying with SEC and Ole Miss. I like
Really?
them to win. And yes,
Okay.
part of it is also screw you, Lane Kiffin. You up and left the team. One of the things that were people were arguing about him not going to Gainesville too was that it's showing that you can win in Oxford, like we talked about with Indiana or Vanderbilt. With the NIL and the transfer portal as open as it is now, and you can just rate everybody like crazy, you can win anywhere you are. You didn't need to jump Ole Miss to go to LSU.
Right.
I mean, and
Right.
look at what he chose over staying with a team on a special track. I like the storyline there, and Ole Miss may have the smelliest ass bathrooms and rest areas, but they deserve some happiness like the Natchez Trail. So I want Ole Miss to go the rest of the way and win this thing.
Okay.
So
we may end up seeing Indiana versus Ole Miss. We'll have some friendly banter to go back and forth, but you know what that means, right, Dadman?
What?
It's going to be Oregon, Miami.
Probably so. But Buddy says Indiana looks to be on a destiny run with solid coaching and quarterback. Oregon is fast and physical, but he thinks Indiana squeaks by. Yep. And anybody else, any other thoughts there? Mr. Angel's having problems with his text to speech to text. I know. Yeah, Miami has solid defense. Chambliss could be in trouble under pressure. Miami has physical offense. 125 yards and Miami wins. Okay, cool. So Buddy thinks it'll be Indiana, Miami. Anybody else? Any other out there? Anybody? Any other thoughts out there? Please feel free to share it. Small time, Chewy. Any of y'all, if y'all got any thoughts out there? But we'll see what happens. We'll get together again next Tuesday. No, we won't.
No, we won't. And I think
it's my anniversary stream next Tuesday. I keep forgetting about that, but we will be back at some point. Yes, exactly.
I think the issue is going to be Indiana. It wins and they has to play Miami. That's not going to be a favorable matchup for them.
With Indiana, I agree. That's the thing is Miami is very, very physical, and I don't know that Indiana is the type of. Oregon probably could do it, but I don't know that Indiana can has that physicality against Miami. And I tell you what, I will say I hate Miami, and that's only because I'm a Gator fan. But you have to respect them. And the old school Miami has been brought back. That's why I think you hire a coach that's associated with your program, that has been there, that has passion. That's what made Spurrier so great at Florida. He was one of us. He didn't just leave whatever. When he went to the NFL, it was a understandable thing, not like people that come in, use you, and move on. And you have some reliability, loyalty to the program, and I think that's what Cristobal is set there, and really, Miami's set for the future. As they just keep having good quarterbacks, and then they should be okay. And the running backs too. Don't forget, everybody overlooks the Miami's history of running backs, though. But we think about the wide receivers and things like that. So, anybody else? Any other thoughts about what you expect to see after the Final Four out there before we jump into the NFL for a few minutes? Love to hear people's thoughts on that. Speaking of the NFL, last week, Lemon Pie said earlier, couldn't keep track who was making more mistakes towards the end of Steelers-Ravens game. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did you I was on with Martin D with the C the other night, and the Steelers take the lead, and then the Ravens come take the lead. You think the game's over. Then this Aaron Rodgers touchdown pass, like a defensive breakdown, just wide open. And then what happens? Baltimore moves the dang ball right down the field on them. And why do you not play pass defense? Baltimore moves down, and then and then the kicker misses the field goal. Well, not only Pittsburgh's kicker misses the extra point to go up 3, opens the door for Baltimore. He misses the field goal. So you got that. Did you get to see any of that, JT?
I did not. No. I did not.
I was sitting here watching it. I actually spoiled the surprise for Mark because he had it on. He's like 30 seconds behind when Aaron Rodgers hit the touchdown. Then they missed the extra point. And that's the Lemon Pie's point about so many mistakes at the end. I skipped this one earlier, but Chewy talked about earlier. he has a takeaway from the college football playoff games. ESPN's family of networks can actually do a great job simulcasting the game. TNT and its networks, in what world is simulcasting just copy and paste? Only saw a minute of Tulane Ole Miss, and I'm like, nope, not seeing this garbage. Interesting to see that. So
there's a thing if we're going to talk NFL. There's a link in the private chat.
I see that. What do you want to introduce?
From Tony Dungy. Yeah, you want me to share it?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me see. Go B from O. Hey, B from O. Hey. He said, hey, how can we expect anyone connected to the teams to have any loyalty when the players jump ship at pretty any time? Players can leave. Yep, I know. It's what's happening. It's the new days of college sports, and Mr. Angel's predicting Hawaii for the win. I can see it. And great to see you.
We're in the USA, but
no, I know. Great to see you too, B from O, as always. And but yeah, it's interesting with the NFL with that and the college coverage. I know Buddy talked about ESPN being kind of done with the coverage, but all right. So what we do know that John Harbaugh was fired tonight as coach of the Ravens. But let me see. Let's see what's our article here. I'll let you have.
Okay. So for those that don't know, Tony Dungy is a longtime coach of the Colts, and I'm trying to remember his other NFL past, but that's not the point.
Tampa Bay.
Thank you. Yeah. So another respected NFL coach. Says the following: I can't believe what things have come to in the NFL. John Harbaugh has coached the Baltimore Ravens for 18 years.
I'll take him in Dallas.
18 years. That is an eternity. He took him to the playoffs 12 times. Now, that's 2/3, right? I mean, it's late in the evening. I'm trying to make sure my math is still right. So 2 out of every 3 years, you get to go to the playoffs. You know how many fan bases would kill for that?
Oh, heck yeah. They'd win in Tampa. They'd here in Jacksonville, Miami. How about them? Yeah. I mean, it's just, I did not realize he had been there that long. And I'm sorry. Yeah, they didn't they didn't make the playoffs this year, but
it continues.
They're always in it. Yeah.
It continues. He won a Super Bowl for them. The last 4 years, and I think that's COVID included in there, maybe. They were 10-7, 13-4, 12-5, and then 8-9. So this year they made.
To Jerry Jones, please fire your current coach, who they just got rid of a player they wouldn't let him stay in town where he was, and they got bitchy about it. So please hire John Harbaugh, hire a real coach, and quit experimenting, and let the coach run the team, and you step back so we can actually be relevant again. Sorry, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So they made the playoffs 3 straight years in a row. Those other 3 years. Then this year they were 1 game under 500. They missed this year because the kicker missed the game-winning field goal on the last play of the season, and he was fired. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Good luck, Baltimore, in finding a better coach.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, how do you...
Now, I was joking with my Michigan slappy friends in the group chat, and I won't directly quote them without their consent. But I said, I bet Michigan folks feel really silly that you hired Whittingham, the coach out of Utah now, because they had Jim Harbaugh, the brother, for that, right?
Well, I feel better.
And my buddy says, LOL. Yeah. And they said they wanted to hire an NFL coach for the position too.
Yeah.
So anyway, probably the biggest news in the NFL is that right there for today. But I think this does it very well.
Mr. Angel, you don't have to. It's okay. Thank you.
If you're going to have a mature statement on X with facts behind you, I think this was just a great.
Yeah, Tony Dungy as a class act has always been so on and off the field, and and he's right. I mean, why would you fire a coach with this kind of record, with that kind of success? I mean, you're not going to win a Super Bowl at the rate that the Patriots did very often. That's rare that those dynasties like the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Niners, it's rare to have those type of dynasties. But you've got a very functional, solid, successful NFL team making the playoffs more years than not and actually winning significantly more games than they lose, which should be good for the fans and interest of your team and not like Miami Dolphin fans. Look at them.
Right.
I mean, they've had it worse than even the Jaguars have. So, oh God, Mr. Angel's got a trigger finger tonight. No, because they'll come hunt me down. So no,
Yeah,
it's okay. You can shoot it at Toledo if you want, but sorry, I had anyway. Sorry.
Careful if you go off course and get up to me. You never know.
That's true. Oh yeah, I was watching this thing about this nuclear countdown thing. It was on Netflix, and I think Toledo or somewhere in Ohio was, and then it hit Chicago. So it's you never know.
Smokes. Tony Dungy is father of 12.
Yes, he's a very good family man.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I can't even imagine.
Well, let's imagine this. The Jaguars are in the playoffs. They're actually hosting a game this weekend. We'll take a look at the NFL playoffs.
If you had told me that at the beginning of the year, I would have laughed in your face.
I think they said this is the first time a first-year coach took a team from 3-14 to 14-3 or 13-4. The turnaround is like impressive. But still, I will tell you, Liam Cohen will not win Coach of the Year. They just do not honor the Jags like that in the league. He should be considering the flip, but they'll find somebody else to give. What we have on the starting on. Oh God, wow, oh crap, Let me tell me. So, okay. Oh yeah, here goes the thing. We can't get the playoffs done on Saturday, Sunday. We got Steelers Texans on Monday night at 8:15. Why can we not just play the game on Sunday and get it over? Oh gosh. Oh God. Who's Nick Carter, by the way, Jess? I think it's the same or more. But oh gosh. But anyway, on Monday Night Football, for whatever reason, it gets worse than that, JT. All right. ESPN, ABC.
You don't know who Nick Carter was? Really?
Nick Cannon. Okay, yeah. I know who Nick Cannon was, though.
Okay, I was going to say Nick Carter was the singer for the Backstreet Boys, I thought.
Oh. Yeah. I never was into the Backstreet Boys. I wanted to nuke them from orbit. Mr. Angel could shoot the missile at them.
Oh, you were an NSYNC man? I got you.
No, I didn't care. Any boy bands, they needed to go away. Yep. With the extreme prejudice. But we got the Steelers and Texans. Steelers have benefited of the win the other night, win the division. They host the Texans because they win a division, although the Texans have a better record and have won 9 games in a row. Really, I still can't help, even though the Steelers are hosting, that Aaron Rodgers' career will be over after this one. The Texans are hot. They're on a roll. And
you don't think he'll come back one more year? Somewhere?
I think he should. I mean, he looked like he was competent to play, and I think he should. I mean, as long as his legs hold out, I don't think he did not look like to me like Phillip Rivers looked. When I saw Phillip Rivers playing, I loved watching Phillip Rivers. I was so cheering for him, but it looked like he really had to get everything in his body to throw the ball down the field. Whereas Aaron Rodgers can still make long throws fairly easily.
Well, isn't Phillip Rivers like 8 years older than Aaron Rodgers, though?
No, 44. Phillip Rivers 44. I think Rodgers is in his 40s too. Take care, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out for so long. So, God, Mr. Angel, talk about trigger finger. All right, but no, I just don't see. I mean, the Steelers overall are not that good of a team. I think they just happened.
They're 2.5 years apart. Yeah, but
no, I don't. I just don't think the Steelers have enough to beat the Texans. They're a younger team, and
no, I was going to say Texans all day.
Yeah. All right. Well, we agree with that one. Of course, the Broncos had the bye, So that leads to the Jaguars and the Bills. The Jaguars have the 3rd seed. They host the Bills on Sunday afternoon at 1:00. And as they say all around Jacksonville to all around the country, Duval. God, I'm dirty saying. I hate that damn thing. It's so freaking embarrassing. Anyway. Yeah, they used to, Dave. Yeah, but just they got to change everything. You know who that is. Oh, God. Of course, Dadman knows who Nick Cannon is. He was married to the dreaded Mariah, and she's one of the baby mamas. Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Jaguars, Bills. There's a lot of pressure on the Bills quarterback. What's his name again? The Tim Tebow wannabe guy. I call him Tim Tebow wannabe because Tebow could have been in the league with this guy's the way they were in the offenses for him. Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Yeah. And
my fantasy quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we also had the last game in Buffalo was the last game at the old stadium. By the way, it will be retired. But yeah, 44-42. Thank you, buddy. Absolutely. But Bills come down here. There will be a lot of Bills fans in the stadium. I bet. Usually are, but Jaguars fans. The last game was pretty well full in the stadium. Buffalo, I guess, is one favorite. What do you think about this one, JT?
I want the Bills to win. They need to break that 1980s.
And there was JT Kirk. He's been a great co-host until tonight. But sorry, JT. I just had to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll come back to Chewie's comment again on
The
that.
NFC.
Buck Rogers. No, Aaron Rodgers, lemon pie. So, but hopefully I dressed your Texans enough, lemon pie. I just think that y'all are too young and good for the Bills. But yeah. Corey said go Jags because my cousin is for the Bills, so I got to go the other side. All right, you'll be an honorary Jag fan for the week. But so to exercise the 80s, okay, because you want them to go all the way to win a Super Bowl, right?
Yes, I do. Their chances of that are very low, but out of the AFC, that's who I want.
All right. Well,
I know. There's no rhyme or reason to it other than that.
Most years, I'm good to see the Jaguars suck because it's always good to see them get mocking, ripped around, and what did Aaron Rodgers ever do to you? Oh, that's right. He played for Green Bay. Sorry.
Sorry, you had to ask that question.
I know. I love it. Just for you, Jess. All
Jess,
right.
It's okay. You can forgive him. He's an AFC guy.
An NFC. Well, no, I am an NFC. I'm only this year. Normally, I like the Jaguars to suck and everybody melt down here. But I will say though, this team, if this team does not make the Super Bowl this year, they never will. This team, since I've been watching them in the last 6 weeks, this team has done stuff. They have played like I've never ever seen them before, even when they had good teams. This team is reminiscent of the '96 team that won at Buffalo, won at Denver. I think they're even better than the team that lost in the AFC Championship game against New England when they got robbed of the scoop and score. This team is and Trevor Lawrence is finally playing like a number 1 draft pick. The defense has carried this team. They've had a team record 22 interceptions this year. Lawrence is on fire. These receivers look good. But in typical Jaguar style, they might very well lose this game. But I look for the Jaguars to win this game. I think this team makes it to the AFC Championship game.
Okay.
I think that they take care of New England also. Well, we'll talk New England Chargers, but assuming New England wins, I think they win here. I think they win in Foxborough, although I'd like to see the Chargers win and then to set up a matchup most likely in Denver again. Oh, Buddy thinks the Pats will make the AFC Championship game. Okay. So any other thoughts on Jaguars, Bills?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay. Patriots Chargers. We won't have to spend a lot of time. I as much as I want the Chargers to win it for the upset, Patriots I think will win at home.
Yeah, the Pat
Yeah.
Riots at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
I
So
don't like San Diego,
yeah.
especially because they don't even play in San Diego anymore, but they
Right.
should. And,
Oh, they're the
I'm
Los
just,
Angeles. They're playing at SoFi Stadium in Los
yeah,
Angeles.
no,
Mm,
the
oh.
Patriots.
All right. Well, we got so well. It looks like we'll have the Broncos, Texans, Jags, Patriots. So then we'll come back and talk more. But just looking at that, I'm really. You know what would be so ironic, and I would love for it to happen. Texans have won 9 games in a row. Knock out the Steelers. Go in.
Texans will take down the Broncos.
I would love to see Texans at Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, but the NFL won't like that. You don't get enough fan money.
No, because they won't get Horseface Elway's face on everything.
Right.
Mr. I hated Tim Tebow because he would have put you in the gutter of fame in Denver, you jerk. But anyway, sorry. But it's like, anyway, the man that single-handedly, well, him and Rex Ryan both ruined Tim Tebow's chances. But anyway, hey, it's what it was. I like I said, and I've said it before, what bothers me with that whole thing is the way the NFL flipped, all of a sudden deciding to run option, spread option offenses. Why? I mean, that's what gets me is what his style offense, they said you can't run and you won't do. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, they start bringing in all these quarterbacks that run it. But that's another issue for another day and another Dadman rampage. So, but honestly, I would look at it being Broncos, Jaguars in the AFC Championship game, and we'll go from there. Any early thoughts on the championship game?
Texans, Bills, and then Bills.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Will it happen? No, but that's what I want to see.
Well, as we flip to the NFC, Chewy said, by the way, I have my 2 cents on the NFL. Eagles had a chance to get the 2 seed, face the Packers, but Lions beat the Bears. And Sirianni decides to rest the starters in the finale and lose at home to the Commanders. Now they face the 49ers. I am not even sure they can beat San Fran, despite that San Fran's banged up. Yep. That's why sometimes you don't rest your players, Although I will say I thought it was smart. The Texans rested C.J. Stroud once the Jaguars got such a huge lead on Tennessee in their game, which made sense. Okay, so in the NFC, the Seahawks get the first round bye. We got Panthers at Rams on Saturday. We got Eagles, 49ers on Sunday at 4:30, and the Bears, Packers. Now, see, here's a matter of debate. See, we got 2 games on Fox. Okay, Saturday, Sunday. And then look, Saturday. This game, Bears, Packers, the NFL puts behind a paywall. That's one thing that I've heard another person talk about. Right? Well, again, Prime Video. Not everybody has Prime, and not everybody has the extra Prime Video for this. And the question that I brought up was, here goes the league taking probably the most interesting matchup to a lot of people, it shows it behind a paywall. Yeah. I mean, this is a rivalry and everything. There's a hatred, as you can tell. Jess really loves the Packers, doesn't she? Yeah. You did beat him this year, though. But yeah, I know Jess is such a great Packers fan. But no, I'm just kidding. But the Bears.
Yes, see, the issue here is
you had to have Prime to watch this game.
I don't like the Pete Carroll Seahawks. And therefore I don't like the Seahawks. I don't like the Rams with Stat Padford. I don't like the 49ers for being assholes. I don't like the Eagles for being assholes. I don't want anyone from the NFC North to win. And the Panthers have a really strange cheerleading squad. I'll leave it at that. So there's no one in the NFC that I want to win any of this.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. Okay. I hate the Seahawks too. I don't know why they annoy them, just because it's Seattle. I mean, I used to like the colors and stuff, but Seattle's just Seattle now. It's just like,
Yeah.
They just fly a kite. Panthers backed in. Look for the Rams to take them out with Stat Pafford. Panthers shouldn't even be, but it's a case of the NFC South is just so bad.
Right.
See, I look for the Eagles to beat the Niners, especially the Niners go on the road because of the Niners injury situation. Because normally I would cheer, and I would cheer for Daisy because I hate the Eagles as a Cowboys fan, even though I hate the Niners as a Cowboys fan.
Oh, yeah.
But our great movie co-host and friend of his channel, Daisy Blossom, is a 49ers fan, and I would definitely go to her on her side. I know Wes Cagle likes the Eagles, Chewy likes the Eagles, but I am going to go with Daisy in that game. But I expect the Eagles to win that game. So because I figured the Rams win to play Seattle, Eagles win this game with the Niners. And I tell you what, who I want to win in the NFC, not only for Snorta Poopas Kuber, but for our great duos with Jess co-host, and what a great friend of the channel. I want the Bears to win the whole NFC this year. The Bears. Put me on the Bears train wagon. Even though I hate Caleb Williams, the quarterback from USC, put me on the Bears. And then, of course, watch them lose to the Packers. And then Jess will be like, Dadman, I'm not ever playing Fortnite with you again. You jinxed my Bears. But
I think they'll win.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. But see, I think it's going to be Bears, Eagles, and then Rams, Seahawks. And I think the Seahawks and the Bears face in the
okay. So you think a 1-2? Okay.
Yeah, I think 1-2 there. I think
it's going to be Seahawks, Eagles, because that's what the NFL wants. And it's going to be really boring.
Why would it want the Eagles instead of the Bears?
Because it's a repeat, right? Didn't the Eagles win last year? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
So they want them back again for the story, the drama. Yeah. The pageantry.
I want to see another Super Bowl shuffle rap. We are the Bears shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, strutting our stuff, neighborhood. We're not here to cause no trouble. We're just here to do Super Bowl shuffle.
I don't think so. Yeah.
That's bad. Lake Michigan to flood the stadium. I want Niners. See them physically hold them up. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too, buddy. I agree. They've had too many injury problems over the years too. And see, I think Jess completely ignored my endorsement of the Bears though. But maybe that's a good thing. But she said, as a Chicago fan, there's levels of hate. Outright hate Green Bay, hate Detroit, tolerate Minnesota. Buddy said this is what the NFL wants. They want maximum tush pushing. And then, of course, Mr. Angel says the loser will be fed to Snorta Poopas after the end of the season if they win. All right. How about, are you there, JT?
Oh, I'm here. I just am seething. And the only team that I really want to win is the Bills, and they're not going to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I just lost Jess by endorsing the Bears, because usually sometimes I pick a team like we did last year with Tennessee, and they completely flopped. But I'm a Bears fan now, Jess, for at least a few weeks. Okay. Hopefully you like it. And I'm actually a Jags fan. Normally I mock this team, but this team in Jacksonville is really good this year. They truly are good. I'm watching them. I don't know how they put a team like that together. They fired Trent Baalke. Well, what happened last year was that they fired Doug Peterson, the former Eagles coach, who came down and actually did okay. But then last year was just 4-13. Just was horrible. And they fired him. You knew he lost the team and everything. And then Liam Cohen, that brought in from Tampa Bay this year, biggest controversy was that Shai Khan was going to keep Trent Baalke, the general manager. And the social media, the sports stations locally went up in arms. And within a couple of days, they fired Trent Baalke, the GM, and brought somebody new in. And because a lot of your rank and file Jaguar fans felt like the general manager Dave Caldwell before and then Trenton Baalke after really were holding this team back in terms of their personnel acquisitions. And with him gone, look this year, and so now there's a lot of happiness in this city. Wes Cagle, yay! As an Eagles fan, I want them to repeat, but the way they finished the season, starting with the Cowboy loss, they don't deserve to win. Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys, yeah. Oh man!
And Lemon Pie says, "Oh my, the Buffalo Bills, Mr. Angel." Let's see. No, I think Mr. Angel did.
Well, see,
is there a team called the Buffaloes, and have they never played against the Bills? Oh. Jess said, "Oh, we're good. I was away from the phone." Okay, Jess, I just want to make sure that's okay. I'm going to be your Bear fan friend this year, so I'm on the Bear bandwagon. So hopefully, I don't bring the Cowboy Jerry Jones luck. But go ahead.
Would you like a hot take for next year?
Absolutely.
The Lions will only win 6 games next year.
Wow, you have gotten pessimistic as anything.
Yep, I think they had their one season of playoffs for the next 25 years. We got it, and we're gonna have to wait another 24 till we get it again.
Yeah, didn't you say you'd be like 63 years old or something?
Oh yeah. I'll be pondering my retirement options when they go back to the playoffs again.
Gotcha. Well, a couple other news headlines in the NFL. Cowboys fired their defensive coordinator, Eberflus. I think he was the Chicago coach. Boy, he should have been fired. That defense sucks so bad this year. The Commanders fired both coordinators, Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, and Witt, the defensive coordinator. And this is the Morton, the Lions OC, is out after just one season. What do you think with that?
Maybe a little premature.
Mm-hmm. Still, it's nothing as bad as Harbaugh being fired today. That really is. I mean, that was really surprising, and especially looking at Tony Dungy put it into perspective. So,
the fun thing is here.
Wes Cagle has a prediction for Detroit. They don't even bother to show up for any of their games.
Well, we did have a very poorly run defense with also some injuries this year. And part of that was because we lost Aaron Glenn, who went to be the head coach of the Jets. You saw how well that worked out for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now they have not made a decision to retain the defensive coordinator that they have now. There is a lot of talk that they may hire.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to love this. They may hire Jim Schwartz. Now, for those of you who don't know,
may the Schwartz be with you.
The Lions were the first team to go 0-16 in a season, 2009, under then Lions head coach Jim Schwartz. And all the talk of the town is, are they going to bring him back as a defensive coordinator to the team? I'm like, why would we do this? Are we embracing the downward spiral anyway?
I don't know. I'm like, well, buddy, it puts on the lotion on the skin. Oh man. Buddy said the Bills, the team dance in silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill dance. Oh God. Okay, now I get that. Yeah. Okay. I do want to hit one more story though, before we sign out. I know it's getting late and it's been a long day for us. This just came to my attention. It's not at the largest program, but it is a Big Ten school, Washington. We talked about the NIL and things like that, right? Desmond Williams Jr., the quarterback at Washington, despite a deal at Washington, is set to transfer. According to ESPN.com, Washington quarterback Desmond Williams Jr. said on social media Tuesday night that he is entering the transfer portal, a move that comes days after he agreed to return to the Huskies for the 2026 season. quote, I have to do what is best for me and my future, Williams wrote. Williams had signed a contract to return to the Huskies last week, with sources indicating to ESPN the deal was near the top of the market. Whoa.
Okay.
I mean, you tell me he's worth top of the market considering where Washington finished? Anyway,
that's why.
Hey, Sashi,
okay.
and Sashi, one day soon, Sashi, we'll get into Tupac Shakur or whatever, and other sports, and even rugby and other world football, Sashi, especially with 2026 being the year of FIFA. But good to see you, Sashi. The article goes on to say that he was near the top. Why would you sign a guy at a school like that with those results to near top of the deal? Well, here's where it gets interesting. That he's actually entering the transfer portal now. And just days after signing the contract, sources told ESPN that Washington is prepared to pursue all legal avenues to enforce Williams' contract.
Yeah.
In addition, the situation has drawn the attention of the Big Ten, sources said. The conference was vocal in Xavier Lucas's controversial transfer from Wisconsin to Miami last year, supporting the Badgers and trying to enforce the defensive back's contract with the team. Williams, a sophomore, completed 70% of his passes for 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. Rushed for 611 yards, 6 touchdowns, earning all Big Ten honorable mention honors. In the win over Boise State LA Bowl, he passed for 214 yards through 4 scoring passes in a bowl game for the second straight postseason. Now, see, we started last year. Remember, Nico, I'm going to leave you pulling the stunt with Tennessee, like, hey, negotiate. And they're like, no, hit the road, right?
Yeah.
Last year, they referred to another case similar to this, where a player signs a contract willingly, and then days later wants to go into NIL, wants to go into the portal for a different thing. Now we're getting to the land of real world reality, and what about contract enforcement? We're now getting
it'll happen.
We're getting into the legal ramifications. Well, what relief does Washington get then? I mean, is there an injunction where he can't play at the new school? Or
Sure.
See, it's going to take something like that, because we all know what a judgment is in civil law. Is good luck collecting it. Somebody will declare bankruptcy, protect that. It's hard to collect on something like that. Your only practical thing is if somebody signs a contract somewhere and they decide to enter portal, they sit out a year. You have to have some kind of punishment when somebody signs a contract and then they don't honor it.
I'm sure they could get an injunction for that. I'm sure they can.
Last year they didn't. With Xavier Lucas leaving Wisconsin, go to Miami, they didn't. But I mean, that's the first in the case. With this one, as it starts happening more and more, what is the NCAA going to do? What are these schools going to do? It's one thing that you have no power of these kids, and that's fine. But when they sign a legal contract, I mean, to me, it's easy to say sue somebody and go to court and all, and that just wastes time. Lawyers get it; they'll still get their money and everything else. Time moves on. My thing is that if you're going to, the NCAA needs to look into if somebody transfers after they sign a contract, then they have to sit out a year, and you don't get paid for that year with the contract because you didn't perform. This is where we go. All this has been what everybody was afraid of years ago, is the slippery slope and what it becomes. And it's another case that just happened tonight. So, I mean, any other thoughts on that, JT?
I think they'll get injunctions and things like that. I think the schools will want to flex more to keep those contracts worth anything. Because if you don't start doing it, you'll set a precedent for just folding on all of that, and then these contracts don't mean anything. And
Let's see, and the thing is too, but see, you can't combine. Everybody can't get together because that's collusion on the school's part and antitrust and all that stuff. Because I tell you,
I'm not saying the schools are going to collude.
Well,
I'll just say the school will announce that they're going to put an injunction on any team that attempts to have him play next year.
Well, see,
for the duration of the contract. And do you really want to enter into that battle?
No,
As another school, I wouldn't.
I put
So
the emphasis on the receiving school. If you sign a contract at another school, we're not taking you. But the problem is it's back to ethics. What's right?
well, really, a contract
I mean,
is a contract is a contract, but only among Ferengi.
Yeah, my buddy said signing a contract isn't what it used to be. And it's CPAC tack roll. Yeah. West reminds us it took Detroit to outdo the John McKay 76 0-4 record, 0-14 record. I remember that season. I so remember. Oh, you said it was you did it with such style that the Silverdome was too empty for the games to be on TV after they went 0-8.
Yes, sir.
Oh God, yeah. 14 and then lost 12 the next season. I remember that. Yeah.
The first 12, but the Lions did go 2-13.
Yeah. Yeah. Buddy is saying, I think the new school should have to pay a penalty, like a percentage of money back to the original school for each year the players' time lost that they would have had there. See, there's got to be some punishment. There's got to be some punishment.
I don't like that because it means you can still F over the first school after it's too late for them to have a real chance at a quarterback of quality.
Well, see,
and breaking that at the last second, I don't think is money back to them is going to restore anything.
What these schools are going to have to do is write contract language with liquidated damages, where they maybe play 3 times the amount back to the school. If they enter into a written contract, and that they have to pay triple damages or something beyond, like in construction and stuff. If they're liquidated damages, if somebody doesn't perform, you can punish them. There's punishments for failing to meet your contractual obligations. And see, what's sad is that it's only a 1-year contract. Out of your contract, you can go somewhere else next year if you want to. Yeah. Mr. Angel, it was devilish alien rule in here. A contract is only about what's not written in there. That too. Oh, man. So I actually talked about ethics. Look up FIFA sanctions on Malaysia. Everyone here knows the local football association is guilty, but they can't keep acting like everything was done right. Hey, Sashi, by the way, did Malaysia qualify for the World Cup? Because I've been talking about JT about maybe this year we can actually track the FIFA World Cup a little bit. Because I think it's hosted in LA and we should be able to be awake for it a little bit more. I do want to get into soccer this year. With the World Soccer, I think it's interesting because I just think it'd be fun and have all the national pride and all of that going on. Maybe we can get some friends from around the world that help, some good, some there. Yeah, see, just the problem that the NCAA has had is the whole antitrust issue and debate. Like the NIL and the portal and all this stuff, people have been wanting Congress to act to give the NCAA an antitrust exemption so the NCAA can make rules. Because in every court case, the NCAA has lost on those grounds. So, plus they make rules, and what if the players don't happy, JT? It's the schools that gripe and complain, So, right. Oh, Winter Olympics. Wow, that's what, in February, March? Oh, shoot. Wow. I don't know, JT. We may have to talk some Olympics soon.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll do that. We'll keep an eye on that and see what's coming up. And Buddy says you have to make it something big to disincentivize the new teams from taking. I agree with that too. Also, something in the receiving school gets punished too. So West agrees with arbitration. Argue the case is why they need to switch schools. If the arbitrator rules against them, they have to play at the old school or no way. Yeah, that's another thing you could write in contract language. If there's a subject or you want to get out of it, then it goes subject to binding arbitration. Yep. Yeah. Oh, in Italy, the Winter Olympics this year, 2 years, Summer Olympics in LA. Saji said they're not going to qualify for the World Cup anytime soon. We're good up to the 90s, and the Associated started screwing up. Yep. What? Oh, we'll have to look into this story, buddy. Send us something on that, JT. The hockey rink size being wrong for the Winter Olympics has been pretty crazy. Wow, I can't wait to read about that.
I didn't hear about that.
I thought the flowing poo in the Seine River in France during the Olympics was crazy, but man, but hey. All right, well, we're gonna have to let JT go. It's getting late tonight. And well, we're almost 2 hours. We've still got 10 people here. Thank y'all, everybody that's come in, for all the comments, the chats, for everybody that's been here. Make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and all that. Yeah, I mean, I gotta have more than 3 likes. I thought, geez, what happened to that?
Oh, you do.
Okay, but JT, what's up with you these days? What's going on with you?
Not quite sure, but hopefully Friday I'll be playing some late night Fortnite. Mark D with the C over there.
That's good.
So I think that's the next thing I have coming up. You'll never know. I mean, I'll never know. Something could come up.
Mr. Angel said we love the Winter Olympics. We Dutch like cooking. You know, Mr. Angel, maybe we could talk about you assisting us with some of your knowledge of international sports. Should we do something like that? So it's this thing says I got 3 likes on it. I'm like, what? Hey, it's all good. But it's been a fun stream, guys. You guys have rocked tonight. I appreciate you all being here. And like I said, make sure that you've hit that like button too. But so many of y'all hanging out. This has probably been one of our best attended sports streams.
I think so.
And everybody's been here the whole time, and that's wonderful. But yeah, Mr. Angel, I'd love to get your feedback on the Olympics if we get into that a little bit more. I may get the missus into it because Mrs. loves curling. So we have to see how that goes. So, all right. And Corey's got to go. Yeah, you got to get way too early. Yeah. All right. Malaysia, you're like badminton powerhouse. That's cool. Oh, they built it 3 feet shorter than standard. Wow. That's nice. Yeah. Of course, there's the fervently emotes. And then, yeah, Fortnite. Damn it, Mark. Exactly. Possible depends on the sport. And as Corey says, have a great night all. Folks, I will be doing some Fortnite tomorrow night at some point. Thursday night, I've scheduled a chill chat, and I'm going to kind of be talking, news stories and stuff. It could be sports. It could be something else on Thursday night. And that will be it for me until next Tuesday night.
The anniversary.
The anniversary stream with the missus. We will be headed out of town Friday afternoon to go to Orlando to have a good getaway and get away from a lot of stuff and have some fun time together and just relax a bit. And, it's just really interesting that we'll be going back to the place that we went the first time as a married couple, Orlando. So, and Buddy, yeah, we love curling too. And it's very, very interesting. Mr. Angel loves badminton. Yes. All right. All right. So with that being said, hope to see you in the next 2 nights. Bring your friends, dogs, neighbors, everybody. Let's make sure we crash that like button. I mean, that's weird. I swear I saw like 13
It'll
likes
fix later.
No, I think it's a YouTube thing because I saw 13 and then it came down. It's like the other night I got 5 subs on a raid, then all of a sudden it went down. I don't know. As we all know that YouTube is being weird these days. So make sure that you support your favorite creators. Make sure that you've subscribed and that you're still subscribed at all times. All right. Have fun all. All right. See you guys. Dang, I'm a minute and a half away from 2 hours. And I know you got to go, JT. But hey, dude, is there any sport that you think that we need to cover or that could be interesting to cover that would be different?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah.
This hour.
Well, we'll have to take. We talk about the UFL possibly looking at a little bit at this year, seeing what changes they had, and of course, with things like that, with the Winter Olympics coming up, and then with FIFA, the World Cup this year, that offers some unique opportunities this year to talk about some different things. And, of course, Wes Cagle, I'm sure, is an expert in all those sports that we have not seen before. So, by the way, Mr. Angel is a fencer. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes, he is. And he said fencers often play badminton as a warm-up. Same fast movement and wrist flicks. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's a classic trained fencer. Very, 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 very skilled. Yes. Man of very many talents. So, all right, we got 15 seconds. So, JT, thank you again for being in here tonight. Thank you for everybody for your support. And y'all, See you tomorrow night. Bring your friends, neighbors, drunk donkeys, all the other stuff that you got around. And, thank y'all for being friends, and thank y'all for all your support for the missus and me. And everybody have a great night. Bye, everybody.